Hey guys, what's up? We're back with another video, and today we're gonna be playing Rocket League. Yes, I know I haven't played this game in a long time, but yeah, I've grinded a lot. I'm a lot better at the game, and yeah, basically I'm gonna be giving you some of my Rocket League tips that I feel like are pretty useful. So yeah, let's not waste time and let's get straight into it. Now, tip number 1, save your replays. Because basically, when you save your replays, like if you're in a match and you made and you're making some mistakes, then save that replay, and then you can look at it, and then you could look at the replay, and then you can look at your mistake, and then you can kind of like picture in your head what would happen if you did something else. So for example, if you're like in a corner area and someone's about to score, and you go for a corner boost, that means you shouldn't have went for the boost. You should have just went straight to the goal. So yeah, that's tip number 1 for me. And tip number 2, play training packs that are suitable for your peak rank. Now, if you don't know what a peak rank is, basically what a peak rank is basically it's a rank that you're about to get. So for example, I play like a diamond 2, even though I'm gold 3, and so like if I was diamond 2, then my peak rank would be champion 1, and if I was champion 1, then my peak rank would be champion 3, and if I was champion 3, then my peak rank would be grand champion 2. So yeah, you need to do training packs that are suitable for your peak rank. So yeah, you should search up a video on that, like what I have this video. I think it's called the best training packs for you to practice or something. And yeah. So yeah, wait, I'm just gonna search it up real quick. Alright, it's called The Best Training Packs for Every Rank in Rocket League. So yeah, it's by Spook Luke. 251,000 views, and it was made a year ago. So just give that a shot. And yeah, tip number 3 is you need to practice dribbles and flicks. Because like if you're just starting out, then you probably see some pros going for like crazy like air dribbles, ceiling shot, musty flicks, double taps. But if you're not that good at the game, then you need to practice the more simple shots first. Because if you're bad at the game, then you need to just learn how to hit decent flicks and just make simple outplays. So yeah, you gotta do that. And yeah, tip number 4, play lots of free play. Alright, playing lots of free play, like just hitting the ball and just like doing stuff like that, like just making like just trying to make like reads, like with the new like little box thingy with like the new buttons where you can like set up shots. That's also really useful if you want to like make reads with the ball. So yeah, doing that is also very useful. And yeah, guys, by the way, there's gonna be 20 tips if you didn't see by the title. So yeah. Tip number 5, you need to practice the things that you're bad at. Because if you're like in free play and going for shots that you're used to, you're not really gonna get anywhere, and it's gonna make the learning thing a whole lot slower. So you need to practice all the things that you're bad at. Like for example, if you're bad at flicks, then practice flicks. If you're bad at dribbles, then practice dribbles. Unless like the only time you should really practice like fancy shots like double taps, musty flicks, the only time you should do shots like that is when you're in, like, I don't know. The only time you should go for those type of shots is when you're either a rank of a champion or playing like a champion. So yeah, but yeah, other than that, just don't really focus on the cool shots. You just gotta focus on the normal shots, you know. And tip number 6, learn all the flicks. Now, I don't know if this is actually like a good tip or not, but I feel like it's like a decent tip. So you're gonna wanna learn 45-degree flicks, breezy flicks, side flip flicks, and musty flicks. Now, if you don't know what side flip flicks are, is that they're basically like normal flips, only you flip to the side. You just do a diagonal thing. And yeah, then you also have to you also have to learn the regular flick, which basically is this. So you dribble. These are just for the beginners, but alright guys, that's a basic flick. So you're gonna want to learn that one first, since it's the most basic. But when you get used to that, you're gonna want to practice more. Tip number 7: play lots of 1v1. Now this is very important because when you're playing 1v1, you're in a situation where it's all up to you to decide what you should do in like a specific situation. So playing lots of 1v1 will definitely upgrade your solo techniques. Tip number 8, now this tip isn't too useful. I mean, you don't have to do it, but if you want to get the best hitbox, then you need to use Octane or Fennec. And the reason why I say that is because the Octane, in my opinion, has the best hitbox. And like, by the way, if I say Octane and Fennec, you can just use either one of those because the Octane and the Fennec have the exact same hitbox. So yeah. And tip number 9: get consistent shots. I know. Alright, so guys, don't worry about this because I will have a training pack down in the description. It's called Shooting Consistency, and I will and I'll put it in the description. Tip number 10: practice aerials. Yeah. Now this is probably this, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important ones, because learning how to master, or at least getting close to mastering aerials and your aerial car control is something that is gonna boost you into the mechanics, especially when you're like a mechanical player that just really wants to go for cool shots and just doesn't really leave the ground. And alright, now there are a couple of defense tips. There are just 2 of them because most of these tips are offense, but still. Tip number 11 is you need to practice shadow defense, right? Because shadow defense is going to be very useful, I think, in the higher ranks. I can actually give you 2 training packs on shadow defense. The first one is Why You Suck Shadow Defense, and the other one is the Ultimate Shadow Defense. So yeah, I'll give you 2 training packs on that. And tip number 12 is practice aerial saves. Again, I will have a training pack downloaded for this, made by the same guy. Exact same shots, so don't worry about that. Tip number 13, practice hitting your shots with speed and consistency. Alright, so yeah, you have them. So basically, all you need is the shooting consistency training pack. Yeah, all you need is that. So it won't be too difficult, but the pack is useless if you just get the shot and move on. What you need to try and do is you need to try and make every shot 3 times. right? Because if you do that, then you're gonna get consistent with that one shot, and you'll be able to do some stuff. All right, so when you're in the shooting consistency pack, just make sure that you not only get consistency with your shots, but make sure you also have speed. So then the defender will have a less chance of, hitting, saving the ball. Now, tip number 14 is play bot matches to warm up. Now, this is actually my favorite. This is actually this, in my opinion, is the most fun tip, because you can just go into bot matches and warm up. I mean, that's literally what the tip says. But just being able to just go into a match with bots is just nice. And because you can also do unfair if you want it challenging. Because if you're as good as me, then the all-star bots aren't really kind of trash. So yeah, if you're as good as me, then you can do unfair and try a 1v3 against all-star bots. So you can do that as well. So this is why this is probably the most fun tip here. Tip number 15, learn boost management. Right now, yes, boost management is very, very important. Because as you rank up and get better at the game, you'll notice that corner boosts are almost just bait for new players. But for example, if you're in a situation where you're at the net and the ball is somewhere over there at the other field, then you can use a bit of boost, but you can also grab some pads along the way. Right, see now I went from almost 20 boost to 72. Right? You see how useful it is? And basically, there's also this thing called the pad drill, where basically you get into a position and turn off ball cam, and then kind of figure out which boost pads you're lined up with. Then when you're practicing with finding all of the boost pads without ball cam, then try turning on ball cam, and then just run around the field and see if you can still pick up the pads. I mean, the pros can, so let's see if you can. And if you spend even if you do this 5 minutes a day even, you'll definitely start seeing an improvement over the past few weeks. Because I've been doing this quite a bit, and it's really good. It's very nice. So yeah, but yeah, when you're good with collecting all the pads without ball cam, then try turning on ball cam and see if you can still pick up the pads, because it may be kind of hard, and because I'm still learning this, so it might be a bit hard for you as well. So yeah, just try your best with this, and yeah, you should see an improvement with your boost management in a bit. Tip number 16, get comfortable with both arrow bindings. Right now, this is probably the tip that is gonna take the most time, because getting used with both arrow bindings is not easy. So yeah, we probably have an arrow binding. We probably have an arrow binding. Arrow right, arrow left, and arrow right. And there's at least one that you're most comfortable with. Well, for me, I like arrow left better. It's just most comfortable for me. But yeah, if you've never done arrow right, if you're most comfortable with arrow left, then it's gonna go something like this, like that. well, yeah, basically, what you should do is you should just like go up into the air, like in free play with unlimited boost. And yeah, basically, what you should do to like kind of change that is, if you want to get comfortable with the arrow binding that you're least comfortable with, first, what I would do is I would go into free play, turn on unlimited boost, and then just try and aerial with arrow right for me, and then just see if you can, and just do that then just do that over and over again, and then until you're comfortable with it, until you're comfortable with doing this over and over. Then it's time to start getting for a challenge, because in a real game, you're not just going to be flying from net to net. You want to actually use the arrow button that you're least comfortable with and aerial to a certain spot in the field, aka the ball. So I'm gonna give you 5 training packs in the description, all by weigh-in, and it's basically aerial training, but I also find it useful with learning both arrow bindings. So yeah, all these training pack codes will be in the description. So yeah, just just look out with that. Tip number 17, practice double touches. Alright, now double touches are very important because if you're like, I don't know, like a champion, then learning how to then consistently getting double touches is gonna improve your thing. Is gonna improve your, stuff. And yeah, by the way, you don't need to worry, because, of course, I have a training pack for that. I actually have 2. I think they both have 50 shots, maybe. And yeah, so that will be in the description. Now, tip number 18, practice wave dashes and power flicks. Now these are like mechanics that are super advanced. Basically, how you wave dash is you jump, point your car like this, and then when your back wheels are about to hit the ground, then do another front flip, and then your thing should go like that. Now, I'm actually not sure if this is even called a power flick, but I just call it that. And if it is called a power flick, then that's great. Well, basically how you power flick is you jump, put your arrow button a bit, and then, so basically, if you go arrow right, then when you're about to hit the ground, then you need to side flip to the left. But if you're arrow rolling left, then you need to side flip to the right. And this mechanic can actually be very handy if you're in a situation like that. Right, so here. And then you can kind of power flick, like when you're on the walls, you can immediately, alright, I'll try, then, yeah, I see, and then you can power flick to get a bit closer to the net. So, I mean, wave dashes and power flicks are kind of useful sometimes, but yeah. Tip number 19, speed flip when you're doing kickoff. I know, this is also a very advanced flip, but a speed flip is actually the fastest flip in the game. So learning it is definitely very, is worth practicing. So basically, how you speed flip is, you start with a diagonal, diagonal flip, and then then when you're diagonal, you need a point, you need to, wait. You need to try your best to do a diagonal flip, but when you've done that, you need to, okay, you know what? It's actually a bit complicated, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and Actually, no, never mind. So basically, you're gonna want to diagonal flip, right, like that, like kind of move your car to the side, and then you're gonna want to like kind of side flip. But when you're, wait, actually, try and do like a diagonal flip. And when you're diagonal flipping, as soon as you've diagonal flipped, point your joystick downward, or like kind of downward. And then you should be able to speed flip. It may take a lot of practice, but it's definitely worth trying. Now, tip number 20, learn how to flip cancel. Now, flip cancels are very useful for half flips, and flip cancels will actually give you some nice power on your shots. So basically, how you flip cancel is when you're flipping, like if you're like flipping backward, then, alright, so if you're front flipping, then as soon as you've done your flip, you need to hold your joystick back, alright, like that. So what you should do is you should jump, point your joystick forward, flip. Alright, so basically, you should jump once, point your joystick forward, flip, and then immediately point the joystick down, like this. And if you're going on the back, then, and if you're back flipping, then as soon as you've back flipped, point your joystick straight up. Now, so yeah, those were all the tips for this video. I hope they were useful. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, wait, before the outro, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. Alright, I forgot to say that. And I know it's already been a month, but still, Happy New Year, guys. Let's hope this year isn't chaos. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications if you never want to miss any of my future videos. And I will see you later. Goodbye.